Welcome back to more Guild Wars 2. We're starting out at the diving platform because there's a Vista right here, and we're going in a very specific format to get them all. But first, we want our speed boon. Based on that Vista, can you guess what we're going to be doing? I think you can. We're going to be diving. Now, I'm going to note this here, that this is my first time ever diving off of this platform. When I first ran this map, I did not know about the diving.
Hello, stranger.
This guy explains how to do the diving. Just pick up the diving goggles, stand at the edge, and jump!
How very satisfying.
And that's a dive. Now the other reason we started in this particular location is because there's a Vista underwater, which we're heading right to. It's right near the, I believe it's Hylic village, but it could be a Quargan village. Again, I've not seen any of the residents, so I can't really tell you whether they're the one type of frog person or the other. But I'm willing to bet it is probably Quargan, because Quargan are the ones that live underwater, whereas the Hylic are the amphibious creatures. Ah, beautiful old Lion's Arch. Now onto the black market. Now this one can give some people a little bit of trouble if you don't know that you can jump on a lot of the scenery. Now it's fairly obvious when you get in here that there's only one way to approach it, but it's a little strange at times. As you can see, we have to jump on these stalagmites, and then onto the platform, and then another platform, and then to the Vista. It can take a couple of tries. It's not entirely precise. What really is my problem here is I have the speed boon, which is an extra 10% speed, which is actually significant enough to make these jumps very hard to do, actually. And that's the Vista. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed on the... No, you probably didn't notice because I didn't really head this direction, but in this direction there's another Vista. This Vista can be actually a fair annoying to get. You can see it right there. And I cut out some failed attempts where I was doing what this Norn is doing to try and get up there. It's not particularly straightforward, but they do give you this path here as kind of a hint in this direction. Now, it's not entirely obvious, but you have to go through that fish rack and around the back. It's the only way to get to it, and it works very well, much more fluidly than jumping up some unscalable rocks. Unfortunately, our Norn friend gave up, so I couldn't give him any advice on how to do this. Very simple, very straightforward. The Norn is all confused. Unfortunately, I don't have time to actually assist him. These other vistas are quite simple to find in here, but they're all up in the air, so they're a bit annoying, actually, to try and figure out how to get to your first time running through this map. One, which is the closest one, is actually accessible through here. But you can't always fit through things you think you could. And that's probably due to the fact that characters come in a variety of sizes and widths. So they have to block off certain areas to all characters. We head up the scaffolding, which you can get to in a variety of fashions. And then we can cross over into the connecting bridge that connects the two towers of Lion's Arch, and up a sail. And we have our Vista. Now you can fall through the sail, so do be careful and only land on the mast.
Highest quality goods.
That is a very, very beautiful Mystic Forge. Now, to get to the other one, it's a very simple thing we have to do. We have to head back towards the main square. And it's really in a round, long-about manner we have to go. But we can do it. It's not particularly hard. It's not like we're being swarmed by enemies. This is, after all, Lion's Arch, before the Krakta attacked. And we basically head straight along here to this path. Take a left. Not here, of course. I was trying to remember exactly how to do it. We take a left along the wooden path, and another left, and up and around. That's really about the only way to describe it. It really is. Now we've got a little bit of precarious climbing to do, because if you fall, you will die at this point. Regardless, it gives us a very beautiful look at another ship bridge thing. Now we're going to be getting the two off to the east here. The first one is very, very easy to get. Although could be a little confusing if you don't talk to this little Asura.
A new invention will revolutionize the industry.
I'm ready
Now
to
this is
roll.
an engineer's rifle ability, so it shouldn't be anything new if you played an engineer. It's your typical jump shot. Very nice view of the harbor there. And now we warp back to the waypoint to try and get the other. Fortunately, it's very simple, very straightforward. Now this one is actually on top of this ship bridge here. And although it does not require you on this end of the ship to get into the middle lane, you will have to when you get to the far end of the ship, because it's the only way up. And if you're playing a large character like a Char, for some odd reason, they have a hard time fitting through there. I'm not sure if Norn had suffered the same problem, but Char definitely do. Very, very beautiful view of the bridge. Now this one's so close and so self-explanatory, I will remain quiet about how you do it. I'm just gonna say it's jumping. Another nice view of the surrounding area. The rural area surrounding Lion's Arch. But we only have 2 more vistas to go. This one's also not very complicated. It's just up and at the top of this little house over here. Though whose house it is not ever given. But I would actually envy this person. They've got a very nice view. Although I would be concerned with the fact that we're on a cliff and my house might fall. Maybe it's a tower. It's not quite clear. A very nice view of the pit down there. Now, the easiest thing to do to get to the last one would be to use a waypoint, but that would be silly. We're just going to fall down this cliff and try not to die.
Hail, stranger.
I was checking to see if there was any type of event I could do
Hail,
with this particular area,
Like a
but
top
no.
customer.
No event. Now to get to this last vista, things do get quite a bit more complicated because it is off the visible map that you're expected to know. I mean, if you look at the map, this one is in what looks like the mountains, the surrounding boundaries of the map. And getting to it takes a little bit of ingenuity, let's call it.
What can I do for you?
Let's get our speed boon because this helps a little bit. And we're heading over to the guy's house. Why are we heading here? Well, if you go all the way around to the far side, as we'll get to shortly, you'll see some bales of hay or straw that are suspiciously lined up to enable you to get over his house. Once you're over there, you see the little cave over here. Let's go through it and see. Now this part can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's slippery slope, sometimes it's not. But it's through back here. There is a cave back here, although it's rather hard to see because of camera angles. And our last vista's up here through a small jumping puzzle, as well as something else, which we'll cover next video. This is Stomping Llama, and we'll see you next time. Signing out.
Do so, and you can have a share of me plunder.